Hello, welcome to Effortless Qigong. My name is Jared. I'm a certified Holden Qigong teacher, and I help people to have less stress and more energy through the practice of Qigong. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something that can absolutely change your life if you practice it. This is the practice of combining mindfulness with a Qigong practice. So chances are you already know, if you're watching this video, that Qigong is often called in the West a moving meditation or moving mindfulness. And it is for a lot of people. It's a form of moving slowly, of relaxing, of working on our balance, of stretching. And that's all great. We're moving with more intention, okay? But mindfulness is all about observing what comes up in consciousness without judgment, with acceptance, with curiosity, allowing thoughts and sensations to come and go. There's also the element of mindful compassion, so bringing compassion into our observation of ourselves. And so when we take that, just purely observing consciousness, sensations, without judgment, by observing the movements of our minds, our sensations, the sensations in our body, the sensations that we feel as we're doing a Qigong practice, just simply observing it, I think that is really, really powerful compared to just doing Qigong to stretch, to move, or, because Qigong often has a lot of ancient theory attached to it, this is the flow for the liver meridian, or imagine golden light filling your body. Those are fantastic aspects of theory, anatomy, ancient Chinese medicine or Chinese medicine. Using intention and visualization is part of this practice, okay? But when we're simply just observing the sensations without attaching meaning to them, that can also be a really powerful practice, because we want to get to know our mind-body systems more intimately. And that's one of the great things about doing a Qigong practice, because you're slowing down, you're tuning in, you're moving in a variety of ways. And these techniques are not like any form of Western exercise that we do. Sure, we have yoga now in the West, there is somatic exercises, but there are things that doing Qigong will teach you about your mind-body system that other exercises won't. And when we're willing to just observe objectively, openly, with curiosity, what comes up through a practice, that can be really, really powerful for transforming how we understand ourselves, how we understand our practice. Because when I first started doing Qigong, I did not feel any Qi. Qi was something that I was open to as an ancient cultural idea that was used. Maybe they didn't have science, so they used that to explain what they were experiencing as they did the practice. But as I've practiced more, and I think I've been maturing over the years, I'm starting to realize that actually this Qigong comes from a meditative practice. It comes from meditation, from observation, and it frankly comes from people. Qigong comes from China, and they developed Qigong during times of war, times of stress, political turmoil, and a lot of these techniques were even cultivated in secret and handed down for thousands of years, right? And people would often practice these things in secret to reprogram their nervous system and their minds to be more resilient, more peaceful, to rise above sort of, the stress or the animosity of the times. And so when you bring this observation of just seeing how things are in your body with openness and curiosity, and you practice regularly, I think you start to learn about your body in ways you never could have before. You might notice when you do a slow, deep breathing exercise, how that changes how you feel. You might notice how one day, your mind's really busy and you have lots of thoughts. And then by the end of the practice, those thoughts are gone. You feel more relaxed. Or or not, right? Because you could come into a Qigong practice, 20-minute Qigong practice with tons of things going on in your life, and you might notice your mind's kind of busy that day, and you might still feel stressed at the end of that practice. It's good to observe that as well, right? We really want to observe honestly and openly what our Qigong practice is really doing for us and what we're actually feeling. And I think that's really important because, we want the practices, the techniques that we're doing in our lives to actually work for us. And, we definitely can't measure every single aspect of Qigong because it's subjective. We're using Qi. Qi is not well understood in the Western world. It's even considered mysterious in ancient texts as well, right? The fact that we're alive, this life force energy that we have, we don't even know how it came from. We don't know where life originated, and we don't know how the heart started beating. We don't know how it, cells self-organize so intelligently and run trillions and trillions of operations without our conscious thought. Like 99% of being human is done for you, right? Your cells operate, your digestion works, your heart beats, and all these amazing quantum events are taking place in your body. It's really quite mysterious, and even scientists really don't understand how these things work. We're still learning all the time, right? It's very complicated. And so we want to be, I think it's so valuable to follow these ancient practices, to practice a variety of them, and then observe ourselves over time and see how we feel. I think that's a lot more powerful than believing in something or forcing Qi to be real or pretending something's real. You're much better off observing your emotions, observing your thoughts, observing your sensations. Because when you start to build up your Qi, you're going to notice the buzzing and tingling. You might even notice like a magnetic feeling around the lower dantian, this area around the abdomen, which I did not in the beginning because it took practice, right? It took practice for me to understand that. And so, I invite you to explore Qigong, enjoy it, bring intention into your practice, but also to just observe openly, honestly, what you experience. Because there's a difference also as well. Like, if you were to go into a gym and just lift like weights once, you're only going to have like an hour of observation of what that practice does for you. And also, you're not going to be able to lift very much. But if you're practicing regularly, for example, if you're in Effortless Qigong Elevate, which is my app, and you have a calendar set up, you're practicing on a regular basis, it's like your mind, body, fitness muscle builds, your Qi muscle builds over time the more you practice. And then as you observe, honestly, you're going to notice that change, right, over time. I did. Right? And then what's nice too is that as you bring this observation into your Qigong practice, for example, some people, they might judge themselves because they did a movement wrong, or they're having trouble coordinating the movements. They can't quite figure out how the arms move in a movement, or stuff like that. They can be kind of hard on themselves. So you can also notice self-judgments, right? Oh, I'm hard on myself when I'm not perfect, or I think I need to be moving in the perfect way, or Jared stretched deeper than me. Like, and you kind of judge yourself. Observing all those things as well can be really important, because ultimately, my goal as a Qigong teacher is to teach this ancient practice that helps cultivate that mind-body fitness. But also we do want to increase our consciousness, right? We want to be more mindful when we're doing our practice and when we go through our daily lives. And I also think we should bring that mindfulness, self-compassion aspect into our Qigong practice, because that's going to make this even deeper practice, right? Because we're trying to switch over that stress mode, that fight or flight mode, into relaxed recovery mode, okay? We're trying to get the nervous system and energy system to be more harmonious and relaxed through this slow, deep breathing and these stretches. And then we're also just trying to activate my understanding of Yi in Chinese medicine theory, which is the wisdom mind. So the wisdom mind is it's like your cognitive intelligence, it's your rationality, your intelligence, your ability to organize things and to lead your body, even when you're stressed or upset or having difficulty, like you're having emotional challenges. If your mind is strong, because you're centered, you can still steer the body through those challenging situations. And so we're trying to, by bringing mindfulness into this practice, and I lost my train of thought. I'll edit that. You're able to carry more consciousness, awareness, and objectivity into your life. And that I have found personally that though I'm still not perfect, the more I practice Qigong and mindfulness, the combination of them, I'm able to deal with stressful situations more calmly, more mindfully. And even when I get angry, it's like I'm able to recognize it sooner. And, the work I do is very challenging, by the way, outside of teaching Qigong, if you didn't know this. So I do very intense manual labor deep in the woods. And there's real stakes. You have to be organized and strong, and things go wrong out there, and you have to be able to work through that. I believe that my Qigong practice, my mindfulness practice, has really helped me to be out there, dealing with challenging personalities, challenging situations, and to do it for the most part very skillfully. And I think that's really the sort of life benefit of doing these practices. So all in all, guys, I haven't done too many talking videos about these things, so thanks for listening. I hope that made sense. I hope you're able to follow along with that. I want to keep doing more of these types of videos where I talk about concepts that I think are really valuable, things I personally haven't heard anyone else talk about in the Qigong space. So yeah, let's bring more objective observation, curiosity, openness into our practice. The more you practice over time with a variety of teachers, quality teachers, your mind-body system will grow stronger. You'll become more mindful, more relaxed. You'll be able to switch out of being stressed into being more relaxed more often. Now, it's not going to solve all your issues. The human mind-body system is too complex for Qigong to be the only thing that you're doing to take care of yourself. But as a foundational habit, it's so useful. It's changed my life. I hope it changes yours. Continue to practice Qigong. Show up on a regular basis. Hey, and if you fall off the treadmill, if you haven't practiced in a while, let this be a call to action to start again. You can practice for free here on YouTube. You can also check out the free trial for Effortless Qigong Elevate. And I also recently put out a 5-day Qigong for stress relief series. So it's $7 Canadian. It's like the cost of a chocolate bar. And that can be a great way of getting back into the practice. It gives you 7 or 5 days to practice every day. Each practice is about 15 to 20 minutes long. They're all outdoors, filmed in beautiful Quebec. And I hope you enjoy it. So that can be a great way of reboosting your practice as well. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next Qigong video. Stay well, keep it effortless. Peace.